Hello, this is Roberto and this is the HVAC is my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Wrightsoft part 13 and this is going to be returned grill sizing. Alright, so let's get into it. In the previous video we were talking about chases. In fact, we did a lot of parts, part 1, 2, 3, 4, but now everything is ready. So just to remember, we have 3 levels, right? Basement, first floor and second floor. It's a very good idea always when you're designing ductwork or sizing, do it step by step, little by little, so that way you enjoy the process, okay? But depends, everyone works differently. So in this case, what we're gonna do, let's get to the point, let's go to the basement. In the basement, we have one sealant returning here, okay? Okay, so number one, I'm going to lock this building actually. See, the building, I'm going to double click in here in the tree, double click, and it's locked. But this is locked too, so we do check and uncheck. That's the trick, right? Okay, so that way, the building is not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to select the building, only the registers. Okay, so I could select, see in here we have a register, this not registered, actually a grill. So in here we have a ceiling grill. So for the basement, we have 278 CFM requirement, right? Okay, let's go to the first floor. On the first floor, again, I'm going to have to go check in here. Oh, we have this right here. So this is my side wall return grill. Okay, so this is for the first floor. Actually, it's side wall, right? So what's the CFM? The CFM is 330 CFM. Again, it's just we're doing this systematically, little by little, enjoying the process, okay? Second floor, what do we have on the second floor? It's actually in the attic, right? We have the system and we have actually 2 return grills. Ceiling return grills. So in here we're going to have like a requirement of 153 CFM, and for this, for the owner's bedroom, we have 143 CFM. And you might be wondering, by Roberto, you should put this down there or this up there. What we do, what I call is cosmetics. Cosmetics, we do it like at the end, like by saying cosmetics means make it look nicer. Like for example, this in here, move this a little bit up. So that's different. We can do that at the end, okay? All right, so let's start at the basement. In the basement, we need a ceiling grill. So what you need in here is the CFM. You need the CFM and you need the FPM, phase velocity, feet per minute criteria. It is like a marriage, right? Husband and wife. We need the CFM and we need the FPM. That's all. But also in this case, what's going to be the FPM for sizing this? So the phase velocity usually for return is 400 FPM, or when you have a filter in here, we usually consider 300 FPM of phase velocity, okay? But now what we're gonna do is we need to also check the manufacturer. In the previous videos, we were utilizing the performance sheets for Hart and Cooley, right? But now we can choose another manufacturer just to change a little bit, okay? Okay, so in this case, what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose TRUaire. This was a good suggestion from one of my friends, Sergio. Okay, so let's go here. We're gonna go, in order to do so, we're gonna go here. See, always Google, right? Okay, so in here we're gonna put the manufacturer, TRUaire HVAC. Okay, registers and grills. So there we go. TRUaire Mechanical, we have TRUaire HVAC Home, TRUaire Mechanical Services. Okay, we don't have anything in here. TRUaire, okay, TRUaire Returns and Grills. There you go, Returns and Grills. Yeah, actually I was checking on this before. So see, we have a RectorSeal, TRUaire HVAC grills and diffusers, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to just click on that. You can use any manufacturer. There is also, so I'm going to tell you something. So there is a Price, there is Titus, they are the biggest ones. So Price, Titus, mainly for commercial. We have TRUaire, we have Hart and Cooley, so it depends. So we're utilizing another manufacturer. So when we're clicking here, we're going to be able to see, I need the grills, okay? So we're going in here it says grills, registers, and diffusers, the GRD group, right? So what we need is the grill because we're talking about return grills. Next time, in the next video, we're going to be talking about registers, right? So for the grills, what do we have in here? We have for residential, commercial, what do we have? Cross-reference? Okay, we're going to go here, residential. Okay, under residential, we have these different models, right? So upset cookies. Okay, so we have different models, and then since it's a ceiling grill, you can use this or you can use that, but it's very important to have the catalog. Okay, so what I did is you go here, the catalog, just to have more information about the grills, because if you're not familiar with this product, it's just a good idea to double check on the catalog. So you go to the catalog and you go to HVAC, and under HVAC, see, you have some information in here too. Under HVAC, we have TRUaire registered grills and diffusers. But when you click in here, it's asking you for information, so that way you can download the PDF. I already did so. So now I have already this catalog. Okay. So for that catalog, I'm gonna pull it to this site. Okay, TRUaire catalog right here. Okay, there we go. It's in PDF, right? So in PDF, that's the catalog that I downloaded. Okay, all right. So in the catalog, what we have is the following. So why is the catalog interesting? Because if you're not familiar with the product, usually this is to get to know more of the products, the series, the models. So it's important to get to know that. So the grills, return grills. So this is HVAC distribution solution. And also, I'm not endorsed at any point with this company or anything. It's just like I'm just sharing my knowledge. I'm just doing it like how I would do it as a designer. Let's try another manufacturer, something like that, right? Okay. So what we're going to do here is TRUaire International. We rated this. Okay, there's the models. We have sidewall and ceiling supply grills. Okay, diffuser, registers, diffusers. So we're not going to be using diffusers because diffusers are mainly for commercial. So this is like a four-way pattern, right? So we're not going to be doing diffusers, only registers and grills. Okay, so we're going to go for the grills. What are the grills in here? Sidewall grill. See, we have this A means aluminum. So you have two types. One is steel, one is aluminum. Okay. All right. So let's go to a little bit lower. See, you have floor registers, you have sidewall and ceiling grills. And then what is it? The material is steel. Okay. So this is very interesting. Okay. I'm going to zoom in here because I want to emphasize this word, steel. So depends on the application. So sometimes you can have the option of having steel, or you can have aluminum or stainless steel, because what happens if you're near a beach area, near the beach, usually you have the breeze from the water and everything. Sometimes it gets rusted, right? So you have that issue. And also if you have a bathroom where there is a lot of, or showers when you have humidity, so this wouldn't work. So that's when you go for aluminum. But in this case, since this is residential, usually we don't have any issues. We're going to be using steel. All right. So for steel we have like this series. So in here we have 190. See, this series is, if you want to have your filter on the return, then that you have the option. See, air filter grills. Okay, with a hinge. Or if you want to have the basic one, you have the 170. And then what's the difference? You have half-inch spacing or 1/3 blade spacing. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go for the 66. Okay, 66, 68. Okay, let's go down there. 68. Where is it? Let's go just quickly in here. Let's put in here 68. Okay, so 68 page. Why? Because we're checking on this option. See, fixed face design suggested for side wall applications. Okay, this is interesting because I don't have side wall application in here. See, in here I have a ceiling grille. So actually that return would be possibly better for this sidewall application right here on the first floor, but not in the basement, because in the basement we have a ceiling grille, right? Okay, so in that case we're gonna go for the other ones. Let's go check. That was 170. There you go. There's one model that is 170. Okay, so the 170 series 170 seems to be like a traditional conventional ceiling return grille. Okay, and in here what else do we have? So available in either spacing, okay, curved blade. Okay, so we have that, and we have the specification. See, A means material, which could be aluminum. See, A is aluminum. 170 is the series right here, stamped return air grille. Okay, and then we have the blade spacing. So we have 1/2 inch, 1/3 of an inch. This is if you want to specify it better. Okay, so we have sidewall and ceiling grills. So actually we have flexibility with this. So we can do sidewall, which we do have, and we have ceiling grills. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go for steel stamped return grills. See, return grill stamped. Okay, so we have 170. We're gonna go for the 170 actually. See, the most basic stamp return grill, 1/2 inch blade spacing, and then you can have the finishes, but that depends on the architect, or because you are designing this, right? Or depends. You can get like a white. Usually we have it, right? Okay, so this is explaining to you about a little bit more about what this is or how this is. So we have the 170 or 173. See, the difference is the spacing. Okay, all right. So actually I'm liking the 173 actually, but let's see 173. Let's see what is this 170. Okay, so we're doing the 170, and remember, you need to size it based on the FPM. So in this case we're going to be sizing for 400 FPM, okay, of face velocity. Okay, so once you have this, I got familiar with the catalog, right? So you have already the model 170. Okay, I'm writing down that on my piece of paper. Model 170. For what? For my ceiling grille, right? Okay, now what we do is we go back to the website and see what they have to offer there, because we really need the performance tables for that. Okay, so this is, again, we're going to the website, and then we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back in here. Okay, so in here we have, let's go back to here, residential return. There's categories, and this is like a filter. Okay, so let's go there, and then we're trying this one right here, 170 stamped louver return. Okay, let's click on this. What do they have in there? Let's go check. Okay, there's documents. Okay, there we go. See, there's variations. Okay, so this is explaining to you what it's giving you a little bit more of description, and you have documents. From the documents, what is more important, actually the catalog is to get to know the product, but now the most important part is the performance data. Okay, so let's click on the performance data. And in the performance data, you're going to be able to find your size. They call it module. Okay, so in here, let's go back to the top. Okay, there you go. Performance data sheets. There we go. Okay, we're making it bigger. Okay, so in here in performance data sheets, what we have is we need the 170. See, TRUaire models. Okay, again, core velocity, see, or usually they call it face velocity, or depends on the manufacturer. For example, in Hart and Cooley, that manufacturer, they call it face velocity. Other manufacturers will just call it velocity, but TRUaire, it's calling it core velocity. Okay, as I was mentioning, you need the FPM, face velocity. In this case, we're doing 400 FPM, but if you have a return air that has a filter, it's recommended to go for 300 FPM. Okay, all right, so we're doing for 400 FPM. And what is my CFM? So we're going to check very quickly my CFM. let's go here. Okay, this is a ceiling return grill. My CFM is 278. Just a very quick noting here. If this was commercial design, usually we don't keep it as 78. We would round it up. This would be 280. And this would be, for example, C101, it would be 105 or 100, something like that. We round it up. But in residential, we're fine. So this is 278 CFM. Alrighty, no problem. So 278 CFM. Let's go. My velocity is 400. So 278, we go down, 278 right here. See? A value that is above that is 291, this one. See, 291. All right, I'm gonna make it bigger. 291. Where is it? Okay, right here. Okay, there we go. So again, 400 FPM, and then my velocity, my CFM, my airflow is 278 CFM. I'm taking notes. And then go here to the performance table, and we have 400 FPM, which is my phase velocity. So 400 FPM, 200, let's go here. We need to find out in this column of 400 FPM, a CFM that is higher than 278. So this is lower, this is the next higher of 278, right? Okay, so this is 291, that would be my size. They have this size available. They have this requirement available in 26 by 6. Don't like it. 20 by 8 and 8 by 20, which is the same pretty much. Okay, so I don't really like this so much. So the only option would be 20 by 8. Okay, so what we're gonna do is 20 by 8. There we go. That's my ceiling return grill. Okay, so what we're going to do in here is we're going to change this. Go here. We're going to change the size. So this is going to be, register. This is going to be 20 by 8. By 8. There we go. 20 by 8. And let's just analyze a little bit better this part. So in here it says it is going to be the sheet, it's going to be the basement, type regular. What else do we have? No, it's not a transfer grill, it's regular, right? Okay, so name, we have this, part info, entire house, some name. And see, this is the design CFM right here. 278, the higher, right? The highest. Okay. Automatic sizing, no. Register type, ceiling grill, because you have other options too. See, high wall grill, low wall grill. This is a ceiling grill. Material, you're gonna have metal, plastic, wood. We're gonna leave it as metal. Register shape, rectangular, 20 by 8. The fold arrows, yes. And then rotate angle, no. Grill type, no filter. So you have also the option to put it with a filter, okay? And then free grill area percent. So this is 80%, but usually that's very interesting. Maybe that's going to be the topic for another video, the free area or net free area. So for net free area, actually, the rule of thumb is to have at least 60%. So this is going to go usually from 60% to 80%. This is related to a fee. So if this goes lower or it out of that, it goes up. We're trying to avoid noise and inefficiencies, right? So the higher this number, then the more air passes. The more area can pass, right? So the definition of a free grill area is the total area through air that the air can pass, right? Okay, we can explain that in better detail because this is a big topic. We have exhaust louvers, intake louvers. We have this is big topic. We're going to talk about that in another video. I'm going to take notes about that actually. Do a video about free area because I forget. Okay, so let's continue. So this is free grill area. We have this in inch square, grill length and width. Okay, there we go. So this is good. We have it. We're done. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the first floor. The first floor. And please do not forget to save your process, see? Because sometimes Wrightsoft is glitchy. And then one time I was doing the whole process and then there was a power outage. I didn't save it. I had to do it again. So it's always good to save. Right here, there is a save button. Okay, so now we're going to go to the sidewall grill and then let's check on this. So on the sidewall grill, we're going to have in here 330 CFM. Okay, now we go to the chart. We need 330 CFM. Okay, again, you have in here 400 FPM as face velocity recommended. How did they do it? They just did some lab testing, right? Okay, so 400 FPM and then my CFM was 330. We're gonna go to the next available size. There we go. This is 331. We only needed 330. Okay, let's check on our available sizes. 30 by 6. You know I don't like that. 20 by 8. So we're gonna opt for the 22 by 8. That's my grill size. Okay, so let's go back in here and then we're gonna put in here, right here, 22 by 8. So in here, let's put 22 by 8. And then in here, the same thing, 22 by 8. Yeah. Okay, so we have 22 by 8, 22 by 8. Okay, in here, free grill area percent. So this shows usually by default at 80%. But now what we need to put in here is, oh, it's already set up. It says low wall grill and it's a metal. Okay, it's metal. Alrighty, we're done. We're good with this. Now we're gonna go to the next level. On the next level, and at the end, you know what? Before I forget, I'm gonna make in here a text, some kind of annotation in here. Okay, so for just very quick because sometimes I forget. So in here we're gonna add a text. We're just gonna put in here, right here, low side wall grill. There we go. Yeah, and okay. And the reason is, this is just to determine, to express that you have a low sidewall grill. There we go. Low, because is it high sidewall? Is it low sidewall? Right? Low sidewall grill. That's just an annotation. All right. So now we're gonna go to the next level. So we're done. Let's go to the second floor. In the second floor, we have actually 2 ceiling diffusers. And this is going to be now quickly because now that we got used to how to size this, it's going to be better. So clicking here 1 and 2. So I have the CFM, 153 CFM. We need to keep it at 400 FPM. So 153 is going to be this right here. 180. You go to the next available size. So I have options. So from these options, I'm gonna choose 12 by 8. So you might be wondering, how do I choose this? Because I try to keep it more square, but that depends on the designer. It's just me. Because this looks like a line, right? It looks like 16 by 6. I don't know. Depends on the designer or DC. X 18 by 5. So usually also you can have coordination with the owner, you can have coordination with the architect, right, or the builder, and then you can say, do you have any preference? They said, oh yes, this please. Okay, good. Do you have any preference? No, I don't have preference. Okay, then I go for my preference, right? So 12 by 8, and that's going to be 180. So in here, I'm sorry, what was it? 12 by 8. Okay. 12 by 8. We're going to click in here. We're going to put in here 12 by 8. There we go. Did it change? Yes, it changed. Okay, and this is going to be ceiling grill, right? Okay, perfect. Okay. So now, okay, this video is getting longer and longer. So now the same part, it's going to go for this. So the CFM is 143, and then 143 in here, what we have is 43 is this. 43 is in here, so I could size this as 10 by 8. However, you also can be flexible to go to the next size just to keep it consistent. See, we're gonna just keep it 12 by 8. Why? Because technically this should be the size. See, 10 by 8. But by increasing to 12 by 8 is not going to affect it. In fact, it's going to be easier for the materials and everything, right? So we're going to just keep it 12 by 8. Okay, so we're going to put in here 12 by 8. 12 by 8. There we go. Okay, excellent. And this is ceiling grill. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we're going to be taking care of the supply side, and we're going to be sizing the supply for the perimeter, and then we're going to be using the same manufacturer. Okay, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.